Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do this video about what could be considered arguably the best used car money can buy. This here we have a 2014 Honda Civic. Um, it is, yeah, uh, very clean. This one I bought it with, what was it, 85,000 miles on it. Here, just the only damage of note on it is this little ding here. Just got a quote how much to repair. It's like $500, which I can just leave it. But yeah, bought it with about 87,000 miles on it. 85, somewhere there. No, actually, this was 82,000 miles. Very clean. So far I've put, and this was, I put a lot of miles on my cars. This one, sorry, I'm just lifting the bonnet here. But yeah, this one it has now 128,000 miles. So about 40,000 miles I've put on it in 2 years, little over 2 years. Actually, no, it's about yeah, almost 2 years anyway. So far, I had no major problems with it. The only thing I've had done is to have the battery changed. And when I bought it, the alternator looked new to me, or looked like it may have been replaced. The belt looked fine. Yeah, I've changed the transmission fluid. Look like a plug is leaking there. I have to clean it up, make sure that's seated properly. This one has the CVT. Now, that's probably the only downside to this model year. The 14 and 15 in the United States of America has a CVT transmission. But 130,000 miles, it runs smoothly. It just glides, really no problem. I've not had a problem with their CVT, Honda CVT specifically. I had a 2014 Accord for 6 years, 120,000 miles. Still no problem. I change the fluid every 40 to 60,000 miles on that one. But this car is arguably the best used car money can buy. And part of the reason is, as you can see here in this engine bay, there's just tons and tons and tons of space. Now, if you can get the 2013, a good one that's well taken care of, good maintenance history and so forth, I would say get the 2013. And primarily it's because the transmission, those have the traditional torque converter, automatic transmission 5-speed, and that 5-speed for Honda has been known to be very reliable as well. Again, the CVT transmissions have been fine from my experience. For my 2013, I had to have I think this is a VSA module they call it. I had to have that replaced on that one. I had a bunch of stuff done on that one. Starter, I had to have a solenoid valve replaced on that one. It's back there. It kept triggering all these emission lights. But for this 2014 model, this car has been, I should knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it, but it's given me absolutely no problem. Apart from regular maintenance items, really I've not had any issue. The brake, when I bought it from the dealership, that was one of the good things, I guess. The dealership I bought it from, it was a reputable one because they actually did the maintenance stuff. They make sure the car was ready to go. They had changed the brake, the rotor, well, they didn't do the rotor, just the brake pads. The air filters, cabin and engine, those were changed. And they gave me a pretty clean car. It was a good buy. I thought at the time I paid a little bit more than I should have for it, but I paid, what was it, $13,000, 13, I think it was 12, but when tax and everything came to about $14,000 with tax, tags, everything. It was about 12,000 something, which I mean, that's not bad coming from a dealership that actually sold you a reputable vehicle. You could see they had done service items, the brakes, and these additional things that they had done, but the car was clean. There was a little cap, the breather cap on the transmission that I noticed was missing, and I was a little nervous about, buying a vehicle with this breather cap open. God knows what may have gotten into the engine, into the transmission. I took the chance. I just drained and filled the transmission after I bought it. Bought a new breather cap, put it in, and I've had no issues so far. But looking here, under these seat covers, it's clean. I just put these on to protect them. It's such a light color. Um, I wanted to keep them that way. Additionally, I got rid of the mats that came with it. Not promoting any brand here in particular, but these Huskies, they've held up pretty good. What I like about these Huskies is the ease with which it is to clean compared to WeatherTech, one of the more common brands. I have WeatherTech in most of my other cars, but the Husky is very easy to clean compared to the WeatherTech. Um, see, it's very smooth, and then underneath has all these pointed uh, indentions that I guess are to help prevent it from sliding, which I wish the driver's side had um, some locking mechanism, because they always slide up regardless of them having that feature. But anyway, talking about the car, but yeah, it's basic. I mean, it gets the job done. Why I think this is the best used car to purchase. It's easy to work on. If something breaks, you can get the parts easily. If you're a DIYer, you can find tons of videos on YouTube of how to change just about anything on this car. You can get manuals online of how to change different things on the car. Again, the parts are readily available. I mean, you have Honda sold so many of these back then, and then you have model years 2013 through 15. So there are tons of parts, whether used, whether new, refurbished, you name it, you can get it. And again, it's so easy to work on these cars. You have tons of space. I mean, everything is pretty much mechanical. This is the base model. These things aren't going to break. They're solid, built by Honda. Honda, they've taken a little bit of a knockoff late, but I think these earlier models, they're so reliable. Again, to why buy this car? I closed the hood, but that engine under the hood, these engines, they don't leak, they don't break. My dad had a 2010 Civic. My brother now has it. It has almost 200,000 miles on it. Some of the gaskets are starting to leak, but the engine, I mean, you drive and you don't really have to add any oil to it. They don't burn oil. They're reliable. My 2013, it has about 6,000 more miles than this one. And it doesn't burn a drop of oil. Transmission in that one, you drain and fill just like you would the oil. Pretty much, it just works. Everything just works as it should, without breaking. And if it breaks, you're not gonna break the bank. Most mechanics know how to fix things on them. They're used to them. You have disc brakes in the front, much easier to work on. Again, I started hearing the squeaking coming from it. I took the pads off, cleaned them off. I mean, I can't really see much there. Took the pads off, cleaned them off, and I still kept hearing the sound. So I drove with it for much longer. Yeah, I need to change the tires here. You're getting there. But you have drum brakes at the back. But yeah, I ended up just changing brake and router recently, and I've not had the issue. But pretty basic. You do have Bluetooth. You do have backup camera. Let me see if I can show you here. You have this disc player for those who still do use those. Um, you can connect your phone. You have an option for aux. I put a charger, phone charger there, but you do have a USB connection there. Um, as you can see here, I know it's a little hard to see the sun with the sunlight, but well, actually 129,000 miles on it. Oh, what happened there? Sorry about that. So, so yeah. All right, that's better. So yeah, you know, I have charging cables over here, but basic functionality. You know, these aren't gonna break. You can spin and twist and well, you don't press, but nice textile feel to them. AC blows cold. No issue, no problem there. Steering. So yeah, you can source media whether you want to switch the FM, USB, Bluetooth. Does have Bluetooth, of course. Cruise control is available on this. You do have the economy mode to help save fuel. Now, you know, do I need to put a screen here that has Android Auto? Yes, I could, but why do that when I can just use my phone? So I just get one of these on Amazon. Again, not sponsored, but this one works good for me. I could have put it here, but I prefer to have it there. I can take it out, forget it, and instead of having it stuck here and being unable to remove it or being unable to remove it without damaging the plastic there. But yeah, manual seats, front and driver and passenger side. Again, this car it just works. You have, unlike some of the newer cars, you do get. Let me just show you the back here before I go to the trunk. But yeah, your typical second row. Now these seat covers they do come with little pockets here you can put stuff in. These seat covers I've had for over 2 years, so they look okay. Yeah, this car it just don't break, and fuel economy is not that far off. You know, current cars. I believe this one easily gets up to 30 to 35 miles per gallon. You know, depending where you're driving, but very fuel efficient, even for its age. I got a bunch of stuff here, but you do have your spare tire under there. You do get a spare, which is nice. Yeah. So if you're looking for a good used car, this definitely is one to consider. I highly recommend it, especially if you can get one that's clean, you know, good history. Probably not in the Rust Belt. Even if it's in the Rust Belt, you probably will still get away. These things, they just keep going. Um, Anything to fix, it's relatively easy to get them fixed, as I mentioned. You can change a wiper. I mean, power windows, they're not heated. Of course, you don't have your blind spot, but you can put one of these blind spot cameras in again. Those little, these are little things you can put to kind of make your car a little safer or bring it closer to what the modern standard is with some of those added technologies. But yeah, follow for more. I'll give little rundowns. If you have questions of some of the things you want to see or want me to discuss about this car, I have two of them again. Very extensive history with them, especially my 2013, which I've had for over 10 years. I've done pretty much everything on it. I'll do a review on that one as well. But that one has served us well. It's not given much issue. Starter, bunch of stuff have had done to it. It's not, again, cheap, very large aftermarket community. So yeah, share your thoughts. Maybe you've had a Civic, probably you've had one that gave problems. You know, let us know what your experience was. But stay tuned. I'll have something else coming. Probably review one of the other ones. Share what my experience have been like. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.